Wow, my hair looks weird. What's going on, everybody? My name is James Reiner, and it's been a while since I talked about what I've recently collected for my video game collection, which this shelf's still a mess, but this one's not doing too bad. And yeah, so let's just jump right into it. Welcome to this installment of Game Collect. So I do have a couple of games to show you guys. I did collect quite a few, however I selected a few notable things to show you. So let's just start off with the more, older stuff that I picked up. And we'll kind of go to like the more recent stuff, which is cool because I was in Japan. So I picked up a copy of AMP2 for the Xbox. Guilty Gear X2 for the Xbox, Transworld Snowboarding, and Tomb Raider Legend. All these games were like really cheap, so I'm just like, why not? So get those out of the way. I picked up a cart for the Game Boy Advanced, and that's Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3. Which was pretty cool. So yeah, why not, right? You gotta own Super Mario 3 for as many systems as possible because that game is fantastic. Next up on our list, so a buddy of mine sent me the strategy guide in the mail for Mortal Kombat 3, which is super awesome. You know, like, I'm so excited to have this because for those of you who don't know, I love Mortal Kombat. It is my second favorite game series. Second to Shenmue, of course. So yeah, I'm happy to have this, because it's just cool to kind of like go through it and see all this old school, awesome guide book shenanigans. So that's pretty awesome. So thank you so much. Speaking of gifts, I was recently on the Shenmue AM2 Podcast, which I'll throw a link to that video in the description if you want to check it out. They are a Shenmue-driven podcast, and I was on it to just kind of talk about, you know, Shenmue and the community and Shenmue hacking and whatnot. So it was pretty cool. And afterwards, they sent me a gift, so I got this, which is pretty awesome. It is a bead art of Shenhua, and I believe this is the VMU icon for Shenhua, all colorized, which is pretty sweet. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that you sent this to me. That's so awesome. The next game on our list is a complete in box Super Mario 64 for the N64. I picked this up because why not? I got it for a pretty decent price, and I threw it in a little, protector shell just in case. And yeah, I tested it. It works. It's got a booklet. It's got the box and the game. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. Next up on our list is a copy of Phantasy Star... I can't speak today. Phantasy Star 2 for the Mega Drive. This is the Japanese version, which is really cool. I love the art on this. Look at this. That is absolutely gorgeous in the back there, too. That is so cool. I actually never beat Phantasy Star 2. I never even beat the original. So I'm definitely going to give this a go. As you can see, it is complete. I believe that's complete. We got... is this a poster? Oh, it's like a map poster. That's pretty cool. We got the booklet, and there's like some sort of map in here with the cartridge. So that was pretty awesome. So I'm definitely going to check this out. Happy to have this in my collection. So the next item I'm going to show you is a gift from a friend of mine. And it was super awesome of him to give it to me. And that is the Street Fighter Anniversary Edition Arcade Stick, the 15th year anniversary. This is for both the PS2 and the Xbox, which I'm going to adapt it to USB to use on Mugen, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, it this here has 8 directions, so pretty awesome. And I actually have the box above me up here. The box is kind of warped, so it's actually really hard to put this back into it, and I wound up ripping the box a little bit. Sorry about that. So yeah, super awesome. Thank you so much. So those who follow me on Twitter and Facebook may have noticed that I recently took a trip to Japan. And oh boy, what a trip it was. I was in Tokyo most of the time with a little little side stop in Yokosuka, which I shot a video for, which I will be releasing around the time or on the day that the Shenmue tweet-a-thon is going on June 3rd, somewhere around that time. So keep your eyes open for that video because it's a very special one. I went to Dobuita Street and the harbor and shot footage with Switch from PhantomRiverstone.com. While I was in Japan, I decided to check out some video game stores, and I went to many of them, but two of them I brought stuff back from. The first store, actually both of them were in Akihabara, and the first store I got the following from. So I've been collecting original Xbox games, so I got the Japanese demos for Crazy Taxi 3 and Double Steel, which is called Reckless, the Yakuza missions in the US. So that's pretty awesome. And I got a Japanese copy of Beatmania second mix for the original PlayStation. So, you know, it was 100 yen. Why wouldn't you pick that up? 100 yen is less than $1 in the US. So that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, on a side note, speaking of PlayStation games, I forgot to show this, but I also got WCW vs. the World, because why not? This game's okay, but I got it for stupid cheap, so I'm just like, why not, right? Why not? Now we are down to the last item on the list, and this one's a special one. So I went to Super Potato, right, in Akihabara, and I went to their broken console section, and I picked up a Nintendo Super Famicom, and it was working somewhat, but not too well. It was in the Operation Not Guaranteed section, and it was a very good price, even for just parts, so I picked it up thinking, hey, maybe I could fix it. Well, I brought it back and it seemed to work pretty well, although it's very yellowed. However, I opened it up, cleaned it out, checked all the capacitors. I even retrobrighted this piece and this piece so far, which actually looks pretty good. This piece still needs a little bit of work, but this one was left out for like a good 3 days, which looks nice. Props to my sister for getting me a bunch of the stuff I needed to retrobright all this with. You know, she's legendary. So yeah, so Nintendo Super Famicom, I'm not going to say how much I got it for, but it was a awesome price, so super awesome thank you to Super Potato in Akihabara for hooking me up. So that's it. That's all the noteworthy games that I got recently. I did get a couple more, but they're in my storage unit at the moment, so I'm not going to bother busting them out. I am wearing a Final Bosses t-shirt, which I will be at Too Many Games. This is the Too Many Games Final Boss t-shirt from last year, so if you're going to Too Many Games, make sure to say hello. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. So what's coming up on the channel? I realize I say that a lot, and I tend to not follow a schedule, but as I said before in the video, around June 3rd, my next video will be coming out, which is for a real-life kind of mini review or comparison of Dobuita Street and the harbor from Shenmue 1, which, dude, you gotta go to Yokosuka. It is beautiful. Oh my goodness, it was so great. I legit started crying in Dobuita. in Dobuita Street, because it's like Shenmue in real life, as I was saying. So yeah. So that's it for today's episode of Game Collect. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!